It's getting freaky back here. I'll show you something. Two things. Okay. We got a break. Right there. Okay. That fallen piece right there. There's a break right there. Go back up here. There's the end of the tree. Right at the end of it. There's a break right there. Okay, now come up here. Look right here. There we go. Let's get in here. Look at that. That's fresh. They're watching me. I can hear them moving up in that area there. You can hear them walking across the ridge. You can hear the twig snaps. And they are light, heavy snaps. I just heard a knock back up in there. Just listen. I can hear faint knocks, which is cool. I can hear them moving, and I'm heading in that direction too. I'm on one of the trails. This is the area, this is one of the areas that I got. Look at all this now. Look at all that push down, bent. Yeah. Go over. Go over. It's getting freaky. Chances are I got them on each side of the ridge, because I'm hearing movement from both sides. And the weird part is, I walk up so far and I stop and I hear them moving on both sides. You can hear them. I don't know if the camera can pick them up or not, but I can hear them moving. Alright. Take my time. I mean, I can see a lot of stuff trashed over there. I can see stuff trashed going up that ridge right there, all the way across. So apparently no one hardly comes up in here during hunting season, maybe, but that's about it. They don't particularly pay attention to hunters because they're either foraging, but during rifle season they're gone. They're up on top of the mountain. And since rifle season's out, today's the last day of black powder for deer. That's going out, so they're getting more used to it. Look at this. Interesting. I'm actually up here squirrel hunting. There's another one right here. I want to show you. See if I can get to it. That tree right there. See how healthy that is? How bright. That come off of it. That piece right there. Come right off of it. Now that might not, I don't know. But I'm just Cruising along here, taking my time. I got one battery in my toboggan in my pocket. Keep it warm. Okay, now I'm coming up where the hollows come together. Especially right there. They can watch me from right all over in there. Because it's got a little brush that goes right to the top. So you got plenty of hiding places. Here we go, there's some more. This tree right here. Look at this. That's twisted. That's twisted to the left. See, that's twisted. Now we just got that bend going that way. Oh boy. Sun's starting to come up, get a little warmer. Up here. Check a little bit more. People are really gonna come back here because it's too far to go. Ooh, mercy. Yeah, shoot, look right there. Oh, man. I ain't scared. I'm nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen. But this is the area that I had the juveniles go ape shit on me. And the female. But you can see it's all pines up in there. Ooh, there's a rock. Let me see something here. I can zoom in on that rock. Up on that ridge. It is right there. Yeah, I don't see nothing. But that's one place they can sit and watch. Ooh, let's see a woodpecker hole. No, you're not near that hole. I'm just taking my time. There's another one right there. That was just pushed over. Let me show you. It might have, I don't know, I can't really tell. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, there's another one right there. Oh, right there. That comes out here, and look at this. And it's twisted this way. See? Get my scope right here. Okay. I gotta extend my strap a little bit. But what they're doing, what I'm thinking about what they're doing is meandering up through here and breaking limbs off and stuff like that, which is totally natural for them. Look at this right here. Right there. Yeah. Like I see, I ain't been up in this area in a while. Well, since last year at least. Maybe a little longer. And I'm also looking for tracks. I can see the tracks. plain as day. But the camcorder won't pick them up because you really can't see it in leaves unless you get a good solid footprint, like in thick leaves. Small, like on the trail here, it's too rocky. You can't get none. There you go, right there. Right there. There you go, right there. That's a fresh one. Yeah, they up in here, alright, I can tell you that. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking tracks. Now we're talking tracks. Look at this. Twisted that way. This way. Look at here. Track right there. Track's going back through there. I ain't gonna mess with it much because I got a gun on me, even though it's a super mag, but that doesn't mean, it means it'll kill a coyote out 300 yards. But as far as the squatch goes, you'll just piss him off, more or less. I'm just trying to, it's gonna be about a 2 or 3 part video by the time I get out of here. Because what I'm looking at major signs of them being up in here. And this is, like I say, this is the area that I got run out of back last year. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't no stinking fun being growled at. Put it this way, take a African lion, a Siberian tiger, a grizzly bear, and a wolf, and combine them all together in a base. That is what it sounded like. And I don't care how brave you are, when you hear something like that, look at this. I just walked right by it. Down there, up there, down there, up there, and right there in the center, if you look. Look at that. A broke limb. Or broke tree trunk, whatever. Sure must be a rush, man. Alright, see that right there? That is a locust tree, a walnut tree. Now look at this. Back it down. See that break? This limb here is usually about 7 feet off the ground. And we ain't had no high winds, we ain't had no big storms. If you look, it's broke. And it's pulled. And it's pulled down and back in underneath the tree. The way that tree's going, I'll show you. Let me show you something here. Show you how you can tell. Because it's tucked. See that? This is the way the tree was falling. So if it naturally broke, why is it broke being pulled downward? See what I'm talking about? These are some crazy strong dudes, man, I'm telling you. They're crazy strong. I have respect for them. I will give you that. Now here's one from earlier. There's some tracks right there. Here's one earlier in the year. And you could look. Let me zoom it in. You could see you can see the twist. You know what I'm talking about? You can see that twist. That's on this right here. This is another hickory tree, a walnut tree. It's another walnut tree. I'm getting closer to where I got growled at. Having a hard time. I got too many coats on. They're coming to stay in one place. Now we're coming up into a funnel in a holler. And at the top of that holler, at the funnel, is where I got growled at. And I'm gonna tell you, it's scary. Because you're about 8 miles, 9 miles from a town. You're about 12 miles from a house or a phone. And even though you got a phone back here, you can't pick up nothing. There's another one. Broke right over the trail. And come around and look here, which happened probably a couple days ago. Here's one that was uprooted. Right there, it was uprooted. That's a laurel brush. We cannot pull that out of the ground. That's something that's strong. And laurel brush is strong. I have to start crossing the creek here in a little bit. I'll just be bopping along. Be bopping along, singing my song all on Saturday night. Okay, now there's two ways I can go. I can go across here and caddy corner or go up that ridge, or I can follow this trail, which I followed last year, and I'm gonna follow it again this year. If it don't cut my nuts apart trying to do a split. Man. Alright, I'll be right back.